items 6 and 7. We will now turn to the Redevelopment Agency. The Redevelopment Agency meeting of December 20, 2006 is called to order. This meeting has been properly noticed and posted in compliance with the open meeting law. Item number 3 is approval of the final minutes by reference of the regular Redevelopment Agency meeting of November 1, 2006. May I have a motion, please?
Yes, Your Honor. No additions or deletions. I'll make a motion for approval of the minutes, please.
Thank you. Let's vote on that, please. Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. Council number 66 is R96-2006, discussion and possible action regarding a resolution consenting to the undertakings of the City of Las Vegas Redevelopment Agency in connection with the Commercial Visual Improvement Program agreement between the Redevelopment Agency and Las Vegas Group, LLC, doing business as Western Exterminator Company, Inc., 108 West Wyoming Avenue, to be in compliance with and furtherance of the goals and objectives of the agency. Agency item number 4, RA-10-2006, discussion and possible action regarding a resolution finding the project proposed by the Commercial Visual Improvement Program agreement between the Redevelopment Agency and Las Vegas Group, LLC, doing business as Western Exterminator Company, Inc., 108 West Wyoming Avenue, to be in compliance with and in furtherance of the goals and objectives of the agency. And agency number 5, discussion and possible action regarding a Commercial Visual Improvement Program agreement with Las Vegas Group, LLC, doing business as Western Exterminator Company, Inc., providing funds to assist with improvements to a commercial building located at 108 West Wyoming Avenue, not to exceed $50,000, Redevelopment Agency Special Revenue Fund. All of these items are in Ward 3. Mr. Adams.
Okay, all three of these items pertain to a visual improvement grant that is being recommended for a site at 108 West Wyoming, which is a business called Western Exterminators. I've got a visual on the overhead that shows on the top half the before of what the current facility looks like, and then at the bottom a sketch of the planned exterior improvements the business plans to make to this property. The request is for $50,000. The total cost of exterior improvements is approximately $150,000, so they're matched by 2 to 1. Our minimum requirement is 1 to 1, so they've well exceeded what our match requirement is. Without getting into the details of all three items, I think we've done many of these before. Staff does recommend approval of all three of these items. The council item and the 2 RDA agenda items. There is a representative from the business here if you would have any questions about what they plan to do.
Fine. Why don't you identify yourself, please?
Yes, my name is Stephen Black with Asylum Design,
Very good.
101 Convention Center Drive.
Be happy to hear from you, Mr. Black.
Well, I'm just here to represent the client and let you know that we'd first like to thank the city and the Redevelopment Agency for their help. They've been very helpful in this project, and we hope that we can count on your support in the future with this. And we really want this to be an impetus for our neighbors, our business neighbors, to make an economic investment in their buildings as well, and we hope to do that.
All right, thank you very much. All right, are there any questions of the gentleman? All right, Councilman, Mayor Pro Tem.
Thank you, Your Honor. Just to reiterate, to me this is just a small portion of what's going to be done to renovate this at this location. I think that we're just helping out here, but I know that I'm really proud of people like this doing what they need to do to revamp the area. I make a motion for approval of item number 66, please, with all conditions.
All right, let's vote on that, please. Opposed? Motion carries. On agency item 4, please.
Follow staff's recommendation for approval, please.
Thanks. Let's vote. Opposed? Motion carries. And item 5 on the adjacency item number 5.
Same motion, Your Honor, approval following staff's recommendation.
Good. Let's vote. Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. We'll move on to council item 67, agency items 6 and 7. Council 67 is R97-2006, discussion and possible action regarding a resolution consenting to the undertakings of the City of Las Vegas Redevelopment Agency in connection with the Commercial Visual Improvement Program agreement between the Redevelopment Agency and Granite Properties, Roman numeral 2 LLC, located at 20 and 22 Fremont Street, to be in compliance with and in furtherance of the goals and objectives of the agency. Agency number 6, RA 11-2006, discussion and possible action regarding a resolution finding the proposed by the project proposed by the Commercial Visual Improvement Program agreement between the Redevelopment Agency and Granite Properties, Roman numeral 2 LLC, 20 and 22 Fremont Street, to be in compliance with and in furtherance of the goals and objectives of the agency. And agency number 7, discussion and possible action regarding Commercial Visual Improvement Program agreement with Granite Properties, Roman numeral 2 LLC, providing funds to assist with improvements to a commercial building located at 20 and 22 Fremont Street, not to exceed $50,000. Redevelopment Agency Special Revenue Fund. These are all in Ward 5. Mr. Adams.
Okay, these three pertain to the improvements, exterior improvements to be made to two businesses at 20 and 22 Fremont, the Glitter Gulch and Golden Goose. These are properties where there will be extensive exterior facade improvements, starting with the signs, working through the vestibules. I have on the overhead some sketches of before and after in the vestibule, as well as the sign. I think there's one of Las Vegas's most famous, iconic visual signs that will be treated with the funds that we're making available on this project. Their estimated budget for exterior improvements is $180,000, which would contribute $50,000. So again, we've well exceeded the 1-to-1 match. In this case, we're more than 2-to-1. And so they would make extensive visual improvements to enhance the illuminated signage on the front of their properties. Again, properties are represented by, the property owner is represented, and I'm sure would be glad to answer any questions you have about the property.
Very good. Please identify yourself for the record.
Vaughn Cannon, Vaughn Cannon, the Cannon Company, 7624 Spanish Bay Drive. He's representing the applicant.
Very good.
Any questions, I'd be happy to answer.
Thank you. Are there any questions for the gentleman? All right, seeing none, this is Councilman Weekly's word. Councilman?
Yes, Your Honor. Move to follow staff's recommendation for approval, please.
All right, that's on 67. Let's vote on that, please. Opposed? Motion carries. And on agency item 6, please.
Move for approval, please.
Let's vote, please. Opposed? Motion carries. And on agency item 7, please.
I'd like to move for approval, please.
Thank you. Let's vote. Opposed? Motion carries. Good luck to you.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. All right, we'll close the city council meeting and we'll move on to agency item number 8. Item number 8 is discussion and possible action on the City of Las Vegas Redevelopment Agency Component Unit Comprehensive Annual Financial Report for fiscal year 2006. Mr. Vincent.
Thank you, Your Honor. Mark Vincent, Finance Business Services. This is the comprehensive annual financial report for Redevelopment Agency, and I know we've gone long today. The audit was done by KPMG. They had an unqualified opinion. There were no findings of noncompliance or material weaknesses. So I'll zip through those slides. I know, Mayor, that oftentimes you get questioned about, are our efforts in redevelopment paying off and what's really happening. So I thought I would share with you. This slide here tells you that in 04, 05, and 06, and I will also tell you in 07 that we've had some significant growth in our tax increment revenues. In fact, next year I expect to be standing in front of you and telling you you had a 30% growth in 07 is what I anticipate. Those are direct results of the efforts by the council in the redevelopment area, and this is proof in the pudding. By the way, with the advent of AB 49, the tax caps, both on commercial and residential property, this growth is all a result of new construction, not an increase in the value of an existing property, but new improvements. So that's good news.
That's great news. Thank you very much.
With respect to fund balances, they're healthy. They're growing a little bit. Is it only on my machine or your machines? Is this slide centered? Because mine's off-centered. So
it's a little bit off-center.
Okay. The general fund and the special revenue fund are funds that we've been working with Scott as we plan for the capital project program for next year that we'll be using. And then finally, the RDA net assets, as you can see, they have been growing. These are assets net of long-term debt and depreciation. So the RDA is very healthy, and our efforts are paying off.
Good. That's great. That's good. Good.
So I suggest that the council accept the report.
Okay, thank you. Any questions, Mr. Benson? All right, Mayor Pro Tem.
Yes, Your Honor. No comments, no management actions. I move to accept the report.
No, we'll hear you at citizens' participation. I have to move this on. Let's, what was the motion, sir?
There was no comments, no management action, and so I move to accept the report as given.
Let's vote, please. Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, this is time for citizens' participation. Public comment during this portion of the agenda must be limited to matters within the jurisdiction of the Redevelopment Agency. No subject may be acted upon by the Redevelopment Agency unless that subject is on the agenda and is scheduled for action. If you wish to speak, come up to the podium, give us your name, and we'll put the 3-minute clock on. I'll be right back.
Goodbye. Tom McGowan, Las Vegas resident. The reason I wanted to make a brief public comment on that last item, which was disallowed, is because it's important for the public to understand whether, in fact, there is any benefit to the city and to what extent of quantification with regard to the Arts District, which is more than 4 years old by now. But I guess we'll never know, or we'll have to take somebody else's word for it. Perhaps somebody who wants to speak well of the Arts District. And since none of you have done so, we'll have to wait and see who does, if anybody. This morning at 9 a.m., on the way down here, I was delayed by obstructions on the route of the 105 cat bus northbound on Casino Center Boulevard at the corner of Gas Avenue. You've heard this before, that cat buses are obstructed from through passage, which is disaccommodates the necessity and convenience of the public who reside in that neighborhood and who have paid for access to public mass transit but are denied equal opportunity to utilize public mass transit because of developers, some of which operate without benefit of a encroachment permit, and who utilize parking spaces in front of bus stops, which are not allowed because they're red zone. This morning, Isuzu pickup, white, 732 PYN, was parked in front of the 105 bus stop. Also right with it, Ahern Reynolds has a wide load, approximately had 10 or 12 wheeler that carries a huge heavy construction equipment. And the construction company is Breslin Builders. They're in the process of developing a 53-story tower at the northeast corner of Casino Center Boulevard and Gas Street. Now, if you're going to have development without showing any regard at all for the needs of the local public in the interim, during those times, for 2 and 3 years at a clip, well, there's going to have to be something very serious done about that, because you're going to have to take off the rose-colored glasses, perhaps sober up, and understand that this public, these people, the first duty of government is to protect the people. And if you can't do that, go home, one way and permanently.
Next, please.
Al Hessen, retired Navy veteran. 2 weeks ago, Gary Reese went to bat on behalf of people who had apartments using Section 8 vouchers and were living with great trepidation as to whether or not their situation was about to change with new ownership. Councilman Reese is to be commended for his caring and empathetic remarks. Conversely, at that same meeting, Councilwoman Tarkanian made an off-the-wall statement that in her view, affordable units being converted to condominiums somehow is good for affordable housing. Shows you how far from reality Ms. Tarkanian is. When you take your city council hats off and don your redevelopment hats, one of your greatest responsibilities to your constituents is to provide them with affordable housing units. This is the primary cause of great anxiety for not only the working poor in this city, but for untold numbers of senior citizens living, I should more properly say existing, on Social Security. Prices in general and gasoline in particular skyrocket. And come next month, we seniors will be insulted with a 3.3% increase, courtesy of George W. Bush and his Republican sheep in Congress. Guess the money is needed for the ongoing disaster in Iraq, an article December 8th. In the Review Journal headline, with affordable housing supply drops in cities, and I quote, 1 in 3 have less affordable housing than 1 year ago. 4 of 5 housing directors surveyed in over 1,000 cities of all sizes said rental costs have increased significantly, putting severe financial strain on families. Leaders said the survey shows cities are struggling to meet the needs of lower-income working families. The survey also reported on the deterioration of housing stock, absentee landlords, and vacant or abandoned properties, and I'll address those later. Former HUD Secretary Henry Cisneros said, "I'm a big fan of home ownership, but the most pressing problem in cities today is the lack of affordable rentals. It is a basic function of a city to provide housing for working people," unquote. Were you listening, Mayor Goodman? As to the vacant and abandoned properties, Al Hesson asked this mayor and this council, why aren't they put up for bid or sold for $1, with the sole proviso being they be rehabbed into affordable rental housing units? You had $30 to $40 million to float bonds for Neapolis that you might as well have thrown down the nearest sewer. Oh, what that money could have done for affordable housing units for the working poor and senior citizen, amongst others. 10 seconds. I'll end with the emphatic statement that much of what I have said today would go a long way toward addressing your out-of-control homeless situation. Lack of affordable housing is its #1 cause. Thank you.
Dorothy Barnes, Las Vegas resident, and that's similar to what I wanted to address, housing concerns. I came to Las Vegas in August of 1999, and did get on the waiting list for housing. And in meetings past, I did mention I am from a city where they have an emergency waiting list for senior citizens, people with disabilities, and people with school-aged children. They don't make them wait like 9 months to 1 year, as I waited 9 months to 1 year, and was sent to the first housing place was behind the Stratosphere, Baltimore Garden. Upon going there, I had to fill out a second application. Then the lady told me she'll call me in 3 days and let me know if I fit her criteria. She called me in 3 days and told me, I cannot accept you. I'll be sending your application back to the housing office, which I had been there and applied, waited a whole year. She said, and they'll put you back on the waiting list for another apartment complex. I was played with, toyed around with, and it's all because my name is still on this program. I don't know if they're waiting to drive people crazy in this city before they can place them in affordable housing. You know, it's not intelligent to place people in positions that they're not intelligent enough to hold, whether it's working in the housing area or public, you know, any position where they service the general public. They're not qualified. If they're playing a game, I understand this kind of thing going on. But everyone shouldn't be affected by this because it makes us seem ignorant, uneducated, and illiterate, and that's not something I am. I did graduate from high school. I went into the military after high school. I'm not ignorant or illiterate, and I don't care to be played with. I mean, if they don't want me in this city, fine. Give me enough money, and I'm ready to go today. Thank you.
No, give me some grant money. Pick up a collection. Beatrice Turner, West Las Vegas. I didn't get here in time because the county commission was having a meeting today too, because they canceled the one for yesterday. But I didn't get here in time enough for the grocery store issue because I happened to meet him coming out the elevator. I hope in 30 days he's going to be able to produce a grocery store in my community. And the next thing I have to say, I had someone to come down here to get my business license to open up my business. And when you go to the business license department, they give you a sheet of everything you need. But they don't give you the information from when you leave them to go to the next office of what information you're going to have. when I had to go out to the Medicaid building, the city didn't have any information on that or nothing. I gets out there and they said, well, we need this, this, and this. Didn't the city tell you that? No, they did not. So, when people come in to start a business and to open up a business, the city need to have all the information that the people need in order to get their business started. Because, it don't stop here at the city, but they didn't refuse to take my money for the business license, but yet and still, they didn't have all the information to give me to show me the next step that I would have to take. And the last thing that I have to say, it's Christmas is coming. I wish you all Merry Christmas, because I don't know how the new year going to be for you. And I want to say this, when all the new folks are sworn in, the new sheriff and the whole 9 yards, I want Gillespie to make sure that those things that he took from over there from over there at Doolittle, those things that he had over there, we want them put back over there. So like Lori, when they all was running for sheriff and they came over there and said what they was going to do, and the only female was running was said Lori Bush or Bish or whatever her name is. She said that he took these programs from Doolittle, that the sheriff we got now. We want them programs that was took back over there, that was over there, put back over there in our community. We want community policing, and we want and I want you, councilman, to let the sheriff know when he swore in this community meeting he's gonna hold with these so-called community leaders that don't live in my community. When I go to sleep at night, he needs to meet with the community as a whole, not the folks that claim they are community leaders and live up in Sumlin and Green Valley. He needs to meet with the community as a whole. And my last thing I want to say, when am I going to see something go on that property where Urban Chambers done got that property for $1? I don't want to see no more dirt, and I don't want to see no sign. I want to see a building. If there can't nothing be there, take it back and put me a business there. Better yet, I can get it and open up my club.
All right, next, please. Anybody else? Okay, then, okay.
Jerry Neal, West Las Vegas. The reason I'm here today is, since this is December and we're coming close to Christmas and we have New Year coming, basically I represent the housing from the citizen point of view. I am wanting to say that there has been some changes made when I first came before you. And there were some good changes made, along with some bad things that happened. But we got some good changes. So far, I'm still the president in Marble Manor. Our organization is gradually, creepingly moving along, but it's moving. And I would also like to issue each one of you an invitation to come and have coffee with us in the morning time. I copied that from you, Mayor Goodman. So you'll be able to come over and have coffee with us and sit down with us and see if there's something, or send one of your representatives to see if there's something that, because everybody's talking about the west side, the projects, and what's going on with the people that lives in my area, 89106, Mr. Councilman. So therefore, I'm issuing you this invitation that you want to send somebody in to try to help. I know it's not your districts, but you may care enough to say, well, I can help you do this. So if you're concerned and you want to see things change and make things better in this blighted part of the neighborhood, please come. And Councilman Weekly, I would like to thank you for the things that you sent over from your office. They was received real good. But we still have a problem with our teenagers. I mean, you know, the things was good, but we still need programs. We need things that we can institute, that we can give our teenagers understanding that, hey, this is a good place to live. You know what I'm saying? Any place you can live where you ain't got to pay no rent is a good place to live. But thank God for it, like someone said earlier. I mean, if you don't have the money, we need a place, the gentleman, if you don't have the money, you need a place to live. I mean, you really don't want us sleeping in your backyard. So it's best for us to have an apartment somewhere or next door to you. So it's best for us to have an apartment somewhere where at least we will have shower and clothing and whatever, you know, the bare necessities of life. So I don't know which one of you have done some good things to try to help fix the housing authority. Some people believe you haven't did much. But see, I do see some things. I can't see everything. That's why I wear these shades, you know, the lights hurt my eyes. But I can see some things, and I hope that you will continue. I hope that you will continue to try to make affordable housing and public housing a good place to be. I hope that you will do that in all honesty. Take care of all your business out on the strip. Take care of all your business downtown. Take care of whatever you got to take care of. But whatever you do, please try to take care of public housing. Thank you very much.
Okay, I'm going to suggest to you, Mr. O'Neill, that you...
That's Mr. Neal.
Mr. Neal, you use alliteration in your next invitation. Martinis at Marble Manor.
Martinis? No.
Huh? No good?
I don't think we can deal with martinis. We can handle coffee.
I don't know.
Okay, well, for you, I'll try to get martinis. Okay?
Very good. Okay.
We ain't going to worry about Beatrice. I got you covered.
All right, fair enough. All right, anybody else like to be heard at this time? All right, then the Redevelopment Agency meeting is adjourned, and, wow, 10 to 2? Does that give you enough time? Unfortunately, folks, we have to